Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It's Garland here bringing you a new Neverwinter video. Now recently they just put out a updated roadmap. Of course I mean Cryptic Studios, and they have just released a brand new updated roadmap because obviously the year 2020 has been complete shit, right? So everything has been pushed back to a degree. They've upgraded the roadmap with new lingo. Now, on your screen right now is the original roadmap that we were presented. So we have Rage of Bell on here, etc., etc. Now, some of this stuff has already been released. A lot of things have been moved around. A lot of new things have been revealed. Now, I've had a discussion with some of the other Neverwinter creators. I was in Lord Willow's stream this past Sunday. Today is August 10th, so if you're watching this video in the future, some sort of reference point of where we're at right now is August 10th of 2020. So this past Sunday, I was in Willow's stream. We had a really good discussion about the roadmap between me, Lord Willow, Gray Haster, and even Viral was there, as well as Alan. So if you didn't see that stream, you can navigate over to Lord Willow's Twitch channel and hopefully see the VOD of it or whatever. But I'm going to reiterate most of the things that I said to those gentlemen in this video as well. So we can see on the screen right now, this is the old roadmap. So let's go ahead, I'll bring up the new roadmap and let's have some discussions with it. So now we have the updated roadmap as of currently today. Now there's a lot of things on here that are going to jump out at you, and we're going to try to dive in. I'm going to try to give my opinions on it and the direction of the overall game at this point. As far as the direction of the overall game, we can kind of see what's happening here. A simple glance at this roadmap, we got Mod 16. It pretty much reinvented the game. So I've said this for a while. Neverwinter has been out for over 7 years. It's working toward its 8th year in existence. Up until Mod 16, everything's been hunky-dory, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't say hunky-dory, but, blah, blah, blah. Once Mod 16 happened, Neverwinter changed. They wanted to push the game in a different direction. Now, Thomas Foss pretty much had envisioned Mod 16. It was pretty much all Mr. Foss's ideas with Mod 16. So I know a lot of people dislike Mod 16 and what happened during Mod 16 and all the changes that came with Mod 16. But here we are. Neverwinter, to me, in my eyes, is essentially Neverwinter 2.0 at this point. From here until the unforeseeable future, as far as I'm concerned, this is a brand new game. So even though Neverwinter has a life cycle working toward the 8th year, it's been out for 7 years already, this is basically a second version of the game, starting with Mod 16. So here we are today, we're up to Mod 19. So we've already gone through 3 mods. Now what I think the company is doing, and what I discussed with the other content creators, obviously looking at this roadmap, they're rebuilding the game. Not necessarily the mechanics of the game, that's what Mod 16 was all about, right? Now they're going back and redoing a lot of things and trying to get everything up to their overall vision of where they see Neverwinter should be right now. So here is the Neverwinter roadmap for the next year. It's August right now, and this goes all the way until September 2021. You'll notice immediately now it says release calendar for PC, right? The original roadmap didn't say for PC, but it was already understood that PC gets all the first updates first before console gets them. So if you're a console player and you're looking at this and you think that you're going to get episode 2 here soon, no, not necessarily. Episode 2 hasn't even come out yet on PC, let alone console. So let's just jump right into this. So you can see it's labeled as the Redeemed Citadel now. Now, we all thought we got episode 1 with Mod 19, but apparently that's not exactly true. Episode 1 hasn't even started yet. judging by this roadmap. We're about in the midway point of August, and you can see with the line coming down from the number 1 that episode 1 should be starting soon. So Mod 19 as a whole was not considered episode 1 at all. Episode 1 hasn't even started yet for the Zariel process. So now it is labeled as the Redeemed Citadel. We know the Redeemed Citadel lasts like 4 to 5 months. It's a very long event. So, yeah. And we have episode 2, which is Zariel's challenge, which is they're labeling the normal mode. So not the trial hard version that we all have right now. However, there is a normal mode that still is coming, and that should be coming in the mid-September, I guess. Early September, maybe? I'm not sure. Now, you're also going to notice right off the bat that there is a surprise, and that surprise is coming very soon. Now, on the original roadmap, there were like 3 surprises. 2 of those have been revealed. If you've been staring at the screen long enough, you can clearly see what those 2 surprises were. We are getting a new race, and they're hinting at a new class again. However, there is still one surprise listed on the current roadmap, and no one knows what it is. So for them to list it still as a surprise and not just reveal it at this point, I mean, they put all the cards out on the table here, guys, for the next year. This is what they're going to be working on for at least the next year. So for them to still list something as a surprise that no one knows about yet, we don't really know. Is it going to be a new class right off the bat? I don't think so. We just don't know. We have to wait and see. And that's going to be coming about early September. So, not too long from the filming of this video. Now, if you're watching this video down the road, this could have already come and gone. Now, let's go into episode 3 as we progress. We're moving into October now. Improved dungeon rewards. Now, everyone has been waiting for improved dungeon rewards. This has been a CDP. This has been a major discussion revolving around Neverwinter for a very long time. Well, coming in October, it appears that improved dungeon rewards. So we don't know really what that means, We don't know what any of this means. This is just a general idea of what the studio is going to be working on for the next year. So we have improved dungeon rewards listed, and that is going to be coming soon, as in a couple months. Right under that, we have a professions update. Now, this isn't Masterwork. You're going to notice down the timeline there that Masterwork is getting an update, but it got pushed back. The original timeline and the original roadmap showed that Masterworking was actually really soon, right around the corner. Well, they changed that. Now, coming in October, sometime in October, we're just getting a professions update. So we don't know what that entails. We don't know what that means. New recipes? Is the workshop getting reworked? We don't know. Only time will tell. Another thing coming in October, which a lot of people are discussing right now, there's going to be a new event. We have the Harvester of Nightmares. Now, there's a lot of speculation on what this is. Is it going to revolve around Avernus? Is it going to be Avernus themed? Your boy Nova, he loves diving deep into all the lore of Dungeons and Dragons. I know he put a video out on the roadmap. So there's a lot of discussion revolving around this brand new event that we're going to be getting in October. And that is the Harvester of Nightmare. So I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing a brand new event in this 7-year-old game. So I can't wait to see what rewards we can get, how fun is the event going to be, how grindy is the event going to be. There's a lot of what ifs and what is going to happen. And then, of course, we have also, coming toward the end of October, we have Halloween. So the Masquerade of Liars will be coming around again. However, now it has refresh, right? Not a rework, but refresh. You're going to notice 2 different terminologies on this timeline. Rework and refresh. So what does a refresh entail? Is it going to be different rewards? It's probably going to be the same event, but it's probably going to be different rewards, right? And I'm fine with that. As long as we are getting new rewards every time the event rolls around, then I'm okay with that. The Masquerade of Liars is one of those events that comes around once a year. Once in an entire year. It's the Halloween event in Neverwinter. So we have the Masquerade of Liars refresh. So now we're moving right on to November, creeping up on December, and we have episode 4 for the Redeemed Citadel, which, again, the Redeemed Citadel, the event, lasts like 4 to 5 months total. So I don't know if they're just saying that this is all the Redeemed Citadel as far as the episodic content goes, because they still have episodes listed here, right? But now they're not even listed as episodes, right? Because if you look further down the line, you can clearly see where it says episode 1, episode 2 in early next year for Mod 20. But now, on the new roadmap, it doesn't even say episode. So I don't know if it's episodic content anymore or not, but it clearly still says 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all generalized under the Redeemed Citadel. We already know that the Redeemed Citadel is like a 4 to 5 month long event. So we don't really know what's going on here. Like, the roadmap gives us kind of hints and indication of what the company's going to be working on, but we don't really know what any of this is. I mean, we can look at it, we can make assumptions, but in reality, we're not going to know any of this until it's actually released. So, yes, one of those big surprises was released, and that is a new race. There is a new race coming, the Ashmere. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons lore and you know all about D&D, then you should be familiar with the Ashmore race. The Ashmar race. So it's like a celestial being. It's sort of counter race to the Tefling. And that's apparently coming sometime late November, maybe early December. So that's not too far off. It's about the end of the year. You know, we got a couple more months to go before the end of the year before we see that new race. We have no information whatsoever about the new race. Is it going to be a paid race only? Or are they going to release it like they did with the Gith, where everyone that's playing actively right now has X amount of time to claim it on their account 100% for free, and then if you miss out on that opportunity, then you have to buy it? Is it going to have a $60 price tag like all the other races that are in the Zen market? We don't know. We have zero information thus far about the race. So, coming at the end of the year, we also have the Skelling improvements Phase 2. Now, everybody knows my feelings about Skelling. I don't think I need to go into much detail about that, but on Lord Willow's stream, when we had the discussion about the Skelling, we go in pretty far depth about discussing the Skelling and how I think Skelling should be done. Of course, that's only my personal opinion. Skelling in any MMORPG, I'm typically against. You should not be penalizing players that have achieved greatness already, right? If you're going back in time and fighting old content, I don't want to be scaled backwards, right? That should be an option. You shouldn't force that upon your players. And what we basically said in Lord Willow's stream is that the framework for Skelling is already in the game. They have hardcore queues. They have minimum item level queues. You can, if you make a private queue, you can choose those options. The framework's always already there. So whatever the Skelling improvements Phase 2 entitles, again, we'll have to wait and see. We don't know. So that takes us for the rest of this year. Okay? That's August until December of the roadmap. And at the very end, of course, we have Winter Festival, which takes us into New Year's. But the Winter Festival, again, has a refresh tag on it. So they're not going to rework the entire event, I don't think. However, we may be seeing new rewards, right? I don't think they're going to change the mechanics or any of the events that are listed as refreshes. I think they're just going to have brand new rewards. So that does bring us into next year, right? Now we're looking at 2021. So now January, this is where we're going to start seeing tidbits of Mod 20. The new story arc foreshadowing is kind of the same thing they did with Rage of Bel. Rage of Bel on the original roadmap was the foreshadowing for Mod 19. So can we see some kind of event like that, like Rage of Bel, foreshadowing or leading us into Mod 20? Most likely that's what this means. It's a new story arc starting. It'll probably be another little mini event like Rage of Bell before Mod 20 starts and ramps up. Now, we also have, in Mod 20, a new dungeon. Now, I know a lot of people in my community, as well as people that aren't in my community, and I mentioned this on Lord Willow's stream as well, is the sheer fact that we are still only getting one dungeon in an entire year, guys. One dungeon. Now, I understand why, but I'm still upset by it, right? I'm allowed to have my own personal feelings, okay? I'm still disappointed by it. I'm upset by it. However, I understand why. Looking at this roadmap, they're working on basically not necessarily rebranding the game, but they're reworking the game. They're redoing a lot of things in the game. It's essentially Neverwinter 2.0 at this point. So, we got Infernal Citadel that came out in January of 2020. And now, unless something changes, we're not getting another dungeon until Mod 20, which, guess what, is January of 2021. That is literally one dungeon in an entire year. Now, everyone can have their own opinions on that. You guys can be upset and disappointed like myself, or you can not care. The counter argument is, oh, well, we got the trowel, that counts, right? No, that doesn't count, okay? The Zariel trowel is a trowel specifically made for endgame players. Little Timmy and Little Susie are never going to be able to do Zariel. Not anytime soon. The same thing was said about Tower of the Mad Mage, right? Not happening. So, all of those casual players and all of those mid-tier players that can't do Tower of the Mad Mage, they can't do Zariel, they're literally farming Infernal Citadel for an entire year. And I've made this point several times in live streams. And I mean, it is what it is. Like I said on Willow's stream, I understand why. Cryptic Studios is a small studio. They have limited development capabilities. They're in the process of the rebuilding phase. Chris Whiteside is there now. He's taken charge. He's trying to get the game stable again. He's trying to attract new players into the game. And to accomplish that going forward, you have to start with that basic framework again. Mod 16 was the beginning of it all. That was all Thomas Foss. Mod 16 turned Neverwinter into Neverwinter 2.0. And now they are slowly trying to evolve the game based on the changes from Mod 16. So we're playing Neverwinter 2.0. That's why we're only getting one dungeon in the year. And I hope that they don't continue this trend. Once they get all this stuff done, once they have all this skelling nonsense done, once they have class balancing to where everyone is happy, at least to a degree, and nothing's broken, once they can accomplish everything that needs to be reworked, then there's no reason to go back. We should be pushing out 2 to 3 dungeons a year, at least. I mean, we're currently most likely only getting 2 mods in a year. Maybe 3 mods, because we can't see the 4th quarter of the timeline for 2021 yet. It only goes until September. But if we only get, let's say, Mod 20 and Mod 21 in the year 2021, that's only 2 mods in a year, and we still might only get 1 dungeon in all of 2021. I mean, you can understand why I would be disappointed in that, right? Like, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons is your core mechanic for this game. So, yeah. But like I said, again, I do understand what they're doing. I just am disappointed that we're only seeing 1 dungeon, you know? I mean, it is what it is. It's their game. Maybe we're only going to get 1 dungeon every year from now on, you know? That sucks. That sucks. If that's the decision they're going to go with, that does suck. Simple as that. It sucks donkey wang. Alright? So looking at Mod 20, looking at this brand new roadmap, we see the new dungeon. We also see the Skelling improvements phase 3 now. So now we're ramping up Skelling. They hope by next year Skelling is to where they want it to be. New event, the reward system. We have no idea what that means. It says new event, and it's a reward system. Is that some kind of global marketplace that we're going to be using currency on? We have no idea. We can only speculate and make assumptions. Of course, coming in February, Chinese New Year rolls around. They introduced that a couple years ago. This will be the third year of Chinese New Year, and it's called the Feast of Lanterns. Again, it does say refresh, so I imagine they're going to keep the theme of whatever next Chinese New Year is. I don't know offhand. We've had the year of the boar was the first year. Last year was, well, I guess technically still this year. So the year of 2020 is the year of the rat. And I guess 2021, I don't know what the year is. I don't follow the Chinese New Year. So, but Feast of Lanterns will be making a return. I assume they're going to refresh that loot table. Now, here's another thing. Now, there's a big gap here, right? There's a big gap in the roadmap, right? The Feast of Lanterns is in February, and we don't see another update all the way until April. Now, what's going to happen in March? We have a foreshadowing of the new story arc and evolving world content across the screen that says February all the way until September, but we don't know what that means. So I'm sure there's going to be stuff going on in March. It's just not listed on the roadmap, and that can be said about a lot of things. We also discussed that in Lord Willow stream, where this is a very small, tiny text template of what to expect. There is still a lot of things going to be happening about behind the scenes. They are still probably working on the VIP system rework. I know they wanted to do the Vault of Piety rework. I mean, there is a lot of things that aren't listed on this timeline that we're probably still going to end up seeing within the next year. But again, this is just a glimpse of what the team is actively working on. It doesn't show everything. But you can see that there is a gap right here in March that's like, well, we go from the Feast of Lanterns all the way to the beginning of April, which is listed for episode 1 for Mod 20 in April, and now we see that Masterwork Profession update. So Masterwork, yeah, that's not happening until at least next April, so ripperino to that. And then you can see we have the Siege event. Now, the Siege event was supposed to be soon. If you looked at the original roadmap, it was actually supposed to happen like next week, to be honest. But now, the Siege event, the rework, which tells me they're reworking the entire event. So the old Siege event that's going to be coming out like literally this week. If you're watching this video in the future, it doesn't apply to you. But as of filming this video, it's August 10th. The Siege event actually comes out in like 3 days. It was supposed to be reworked already. However, they were unable to complete that, I'm guessing. So they're going to go with the old Siege. And that might be the last time that we ever see that iteration of the Siege of Neverwinter. Because once it comes around again next May, it's probably going to be a whole different event. It's going to be new, I'm assuming. That's what reworked means to me versus refresh. So they're redoing the whole Siege event. We'll have to wait and see what happens. That's, again, May of 2021. And then, of course, when we come into June, Mod 21. So you're going to notice right away that Mod 20 seems to be a little shorter than Mod 19 because we're already jumping into Mod 21 in June. So we're talking about 6-month spans of period here. It looks to be like Mod 19 is going right into 20 and then going right into 21, obviously consecutive order, but it all seems to be about 6 months apart. So Mod 22, I'm assuming, is going to be January of 2022, and I don't know. I mean, that's just too far out to even speculate about. But it looks to be like Mod 20. Again, Mod 20, or maybe I'm reading that wrong. I'm probably reading that wrong. I guess Mod 21's not June. Mod 21's September, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the lines and where the text is, So the text appeared to be over June, but actually episode 2 for Mod 20 is going to be in June, and that's also the existing skirmish reworked. So all the skirmishes that we have right now are apparently going to be reworked next June. So mod 20 is actually, or mod 21 is actually next, what is that, August. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Now, we do have the new class that's very high up in the right corner that isn't really listed under any month because I think it's just a teaser. I don't think that new class is going to be coming anytime soon, guys. We've been waiting for a new class for years, and we're going to continue to wait for that new class for at least another year. At least. That new class might come out at the beginning of 2022. And that's a long way from now. That's a year and a half from now. So, yeah, unless the first big surprise listed on the roadmap is a new class, we're not seeing a new class for at least a year and a half. And then let's see here. We also have just this big square of text. Fast track to epic level content, streamlined leveling experience, new adventure system, revised tutorial, and better reward drops. Again, I cannot reiterate this enough. This is Neverwinter 2.0. Welcome to the game. This game is not like it was a year ago. Alright? Once Mod 16 happened, you were officially playing Neverwinter 2.0. That's the way you have to look at this. They're reworking the entire game. The dungeons, the looting, the skelling, the rewards, all of the events that we've all done before, everything is going to get reworked to a degree, and all new systems are being put into play, as well as new races, new classes, etc. So, yeah, Neverwinter is a 7-year-old game, but not really, because Mod 16 essentially started Neverwinter 2.0. It's a new, Whiteside's in charge. He's the new guy there. He's leading the team. The entire game is being reworked, and that's the way it is. So, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm trying to keep high optimism. I like what I'm seeing as far as the roadmap goes. If they can accomplish all of this, then, put a smile on my face, Cryptic. Put a smile on my face. Because, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to be said here. This video, I could literally make this video 5 hours just talking about all this stuff. But it's all speculation. It's all assumptions. This is just a very broad, generalized view of what you guys can be expecting, at least for the next year. And I can imagine they're going to continue to update this roadmap as time goes on as well. Things will change, things will be pushed back, things will get moved around. That's just real life. Stuff happens, So, just a video today on the updated roadmap if you guys weren't aware of it, or if you haven't seen it. I know a lot of the content creators have put out videos on it, or they've been talking about it in their live streams. So, yeah, there it is. You have any questions, you want to leave me some feedback, you want to leave comments below, you want to say how bad I suck, you want to say how bad Cryptic sucks, leave me a comment below. Do whatever you got to do. This is the direction that the game's going in. No one is going to change it. It is Cryptic Studios' game, and they're going to make the game how they see fit. So, there it is, guys. That's the new roadmap for at least the next year. Hopefully, things turn for the better, right? Hopefully, things get pushed in the right direction. Hopefully, Neverwinter 2.0 can be a great game. So, I'm hoping for the best, but it is what it is. The pessimist in me says otherwise. However, I'm trying to maintain high hopes. Only time will tell. As time progresses, we will see what happens. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And, yeah, see you guys real soon.